And we are back once again. We had a bit of an issue. I plugged in my battery and my whole laptop just went on a shutdown. But back we are once again for the lab with Jarno. Only missed a bit of turn 1, but that's really not that important if you know. Let's get all our data out on. Lab data, yes, disabled, no, yes. So, here we go. As we are out on track, let's go through the grid for the moment. Ketterson, Jory, Chris, Jonah, Jarno, Tucson, Noziak, Daviak, Kartracer, Marijn, Jalker, Scotty, Krishishi, Hess, Karafulidis, Rick, Jekanenburg, Payne, and Russell 63. Everyone on the lap at the moment. So we'll have a look. Okay. So we know who to watch. Next up, Jarno first goes to Paul with a 45.6. Next up is CRE Chris. Next was line, but he invalidated. Next up is Jonah, and he goes to P1 with a 35.4. Next up we have a Mercedes of Davy, who goes to 10 quicker and goes to P1. Next up the McLaren of Hess goes to 35.4. Same as Joe Hess and Johnson. Yuri goes to P1 at the moment with a 35.1. Next up we have some Williams. No, next up is a Haas, I think, of Karafulidis, and he goes to P10, and P1 goes GSP Payne with a 52.907. And next up we have one of the Ferraris, and that's Jekanenburg goes to last place, and Jarno goes to P10. Next up is Tucson, and he goes to P1 with a 52.765. Next up is Rick. Rick goes to P9, and then we have 14 drivers setting the lap. And next up is, I think, Nojak with his middle sector split. Oh, let's not do that, by the way. Okay. Fantastic. Nojak up next from TTG in the Red Bull. We're going to cross the line, seems all tidy, and goes to P1 with a 52.6, about a tenth under the time of Tucson. And then we have Jarno next up, 2 tenths down on this time, looking to set a major improvement of his lap, and goes to P12, only 3 tenths of improvement. Next up we have the McLaren of not Hess of Chris, and Chris goes and still not has set a lap time. Next up is Hess, but Davey goes to P1 with a 52.617, and Hess goes to P6. Then we have the AlphaTauri of Kerrison, but he invalidated. Then we have Kartracer, he major slip, and he goes to P5 with a 52.8. Next up, I think the Haas Charger goes to P14, and Fulidis goes to P4. Next up we have Payne, I think, starting his lap, and we have Rick, oh no, that's Jerry, and Yai goes to P12, Rick not up next for Sheet, up next, and he goes to P19, so not having set a lap time. Then we have Rick improving by 6 tenths of a second, and goes to P8 in front of Hess. And we have Noziak once again, but I think he's on a cooldown lap, and yes he is. 3 seconds down on his first time. And then we have Tucson, nope, not in, it's Jarno. Looking to improve, missing the apex a bit though, but he improves by 4 tenths. Still not getting any positions improvements by that. Still would be in P15. Yellow flag for one of the McLarens. I think there was Chris letting some guys by. Then we have Davey. Let's have a look at him then. Good evening, Marinette. Bit of a luck up for TF Davey, but he also enters the pits. Then we have, let's have a look, I think that's Has, and he's 4 tenths down and goes to P3 with a 52.6. Same as the main guys. Seems like a few guys are within a tenth here, from Davey to Jonah. A lot of guys also entering the pits, and we have Chris retiring from the session. And I think he lost it. Let's have a look with Rick. While Payne goes to P1 with a 52.4, and Chris is seeing him stranded there. Next up we have, I think, is that Jordan? No, it's Tucson. And Tucson is improving by a little bit, and he goes... Ooh, didn't improve on that final run. Has going faster in the first sector with a 31.0. Ooh, and invalidated. Next up we have one of the AlphaTauris, and that's Garrison, but he's on a cooldown lap. We have, I think, Russell. Is he improving? Can't tell. Seems like he is on a fast lap, using all the track he can. Seems like it's really tidy. Through to Piff-Paff, or Piff-Paff, or how do you want to call it, avoiding the curbs on the inside, and here not abusing as much as you could. This all good, into the second sector split, and he's 2 seconds down, so still on the cooldown lap. Has not improving. Tucson though is improving by 1.5 tenths, but he loses the back end and slows down. Next up I think is Marine, who is on a hold lap, but he is not. Okay, who is? Krishy is not. Garrison is letting some cars by, while Charkers is heading into the pits. Outlaps for Yuri, let's watch with him. Hi, DHZ League Racing. Bit of wheel spin out of that exit for Yuri. Heading on to a Rouge. But he almost loses it. But doesn't binge it in the end and keeps on going. Did not invalidate, so maybe he's still going for an improvement. But he is not, and the DRS has been enabled, so it seems like it's getting drier out there, and we'll see some softs out in the end. Would also explain the reason why most of the guys weren't improving. Let's have a look at the tires, which everyone is picking. Yes, we see almost half of the grid already putting on the soft tire compound. We also already have some outlaps from Jonah. Maybe going for an outlap, in-lap, outlap. That is possible, I think, or well, with 5 minutes on the clock, will be hard. But the guy going to cross the finish line as soon as the flag is fallen, or just before the flag is fallen, will have the best track in front of him, since it's still pretty wet out there. Noziak invalidating on his outlap, but let's just watch with Jonah, as he's probably going to pole position for the moment. Braking seems fine all around here. In 4th gear, no wheel spin. Step to the track. Heading on to a Rouge. It seems like it's taken flat. Opening the DRS as first driver to do so, and going to sector 1, he's improving by 7 tenths, rounded out to 7 tenths. This all seems pretty tight. Yes, all good. To 7, then to this corner. Easy to lock up, and he does so, but it's slight. Keeps it in 5th gear, still no wheel spin, so very much in control of his car. Not using that AstroTurf strip laying there. As we see some spots once again on our camera. Braking here, still not using as much of the curb as you may could. Also depends on the set you are running, if it's easy on the curbs or very hard, easy to spin. Otherwise, improving by 3.6 seconds if you RT Jonah. As we head on to the last few corners of the track, this of course full speed, and then on to bus stop. Going to win or lose your time, but this seems all good. Then enters the pits, so like I said, maybe going for an outlap in laps. Surprises me kind of, but maybe needs to hurry. Noziak already invalidated his lap. Still pitting most of the guys, so wanting to get as much evaluation from the track as possible. While Rick is on an outlap, same as ERT Chalkers. No one really on the lap at the moment. Only Noziak, but he's of course invalidated. And Scotty also went out on the softs. They didn't really bother setting a lap on the inter tires if he knew it would dry up. Anyway, UVG Scotty. As we are seeing some movement down there in the pits. J. Kranenburg is exiting the pits, same as QRT Marijn. 2 minutes, so I think the guys really need to hurry at the moment. We'll see some pile-ups around there at the end of the lap with 1 or at least 2 minutes remaining. It will be busy. It will be really busy. Ooh, and we have, I think, Scotty on an outlap, but he spun. On the lap is Chalkers and Rick. Probably will be really busy. Well, we have here Karafulidis waiting to give a toe to Chalkers, and it seems like it paid out beautifully. As we see, the pit lane now is really unloading itself. The slipstream wasn't what it could have been, but still really good. And if my clock is right, which it probably isn't since this game is messed up, most of the drivers would have made it. Most of them. But we'll see. As Rick is in front of Chalkers, I think. Oh no, behind Chalkers. Chalkers, looks like this is a decent lap he's going to set. Rouge, only one downshift, did not use as much of the track as he possibly could, but still good. Now, is he going to use the curbs here? Yes, he is. Then on the inside as much. Seems like this is a really tight lap from ERT Chalkers. Here, clipping the apex. A really good second sector. 8.2 seconds down on his lap. So going to P1 obviously. See already bunching up there in sector 2, yellow flags. Oh, J. Kranenburg almost taking out Chalkers, but just avoided him. Then braking here too. Going to cross the line and goes to P1 with it 42.7, so that's a decent lap time from ET Chalkers. Next up is Rick, but he invalidated. And the finish line isn't out. So it seems like I said, my game is indeed a bit glitched. Hi VVK, or as I say, Vini to fast view. Most of the guys now able to set a lap. It seems like everyone is gonna make it. Let's have a look who's the first to cross, and I think it's Marijn. 1.8 seconds down in his first sector. Not using as much of the curves as Chalkers did. Joker's now slowing down. Seems like 8.5 seconds down on his time. So this will probably be a bit faster than Joker's time. But we'll see in a moment. 8.5. Would put him in P2 at the moment, but obviously going to gain a bit more time in this sector, in these corners. It seems like it's all tidy and goes to P1 42.0. Next up we have the AlphaTauri of, I think it's Scotty, but he invalidated sadly. So next up we have Jonah. And then we have, I think, Kranenburg. And so Jonah next up to cross the line. Seems like he is down on Marine's side and he goes to P1 with a 41.9. Next up we have Kranenburg, he goes to P4. Next up we have the Haas of Mirka Fulis, goes to P3. Rick going to cross the line goes to P6. Then we have Russell goes to P3. Payne goes to P2. And then we have Yuri, and Yuri goes to P6. Well, let's have a look. I think next up is Krishy, and Krishy goes to P2. Then we have the one of the McLaren boys, that's Hess, and Hess goes to P10. The Alfa Romeo goes to P5 and P15, and the Red Bull Nosiak goes to P17. Then we only have Chalkers, but he had given up. It seems like the truck did not evaluate as much as he would, and falls down to P13. And we have pole position for QRT Jonah, and it was really close there in the front. It really was. It was really close. We have the top 11 within 5/10 on this long track, 7 kilometers long. Obviously, Spa-Francorchamps. And we in P2 we have Krishy, and it's 95,000, which separates the Dutch driver and the German driver. Behind them is the third German driver, Payne in the Williams, followed by Marijn, Toussaint, Russell, Nosiak, Mirka Fulis, Davy, Ketterson, Yuri, Hess, Chalkers, Rick, Kranenburg, Jarno, Kart Racer, Chris, Scotty. And that's our formation. No grid penalties applied. And we'll have a look. In the end, Scotty didn't manage to set a lap time. So that's not obviously that great. You had many tries, or however you say it. And we see it's all dry. Nice weather for this race. All guys from the top 10 starting on those soft tire compounds. And let's see where it brings them. Obviously this strategy is a soft medium strategy. Pitting around lap, well, let's say lap 8 from the 22. Yeah, lap 8. Marijn has joined, so maybe some issues from him. Let's hope it not bugs out the session. As we wait, and we are starting now. Let's hope it really starts, and yes it does. So let's bring out the tire compounds from every driver, and we see some medium compounds. Yes we do. In P19 we have Scotty on the mediums, Chris on the softs, Kart Racer on the mediums, same as for Jarno. Then we have both DRA guys and going on the different strategy, softs and mediums, Chalkers on the mediums, Hess on the mediums, and Yuri the lead mediums car. Then we only have softs, Ketterson, Davy, Karafulidis, Nosiak, Russell, Toussaint, Marijn, Payne, Krishy, and Iona. Then let's have a look at the standings. We see TF is leading with 118 points, followed by ERT with 80 points. And we see TF only with one guy, and ERT also not in the best position you could have been. Maybe QRT in P4 and P1 could make a grand slam and come back in this fight. Followed by NLR, who are set in P6 and P17. Followed by BNL, and they are in P5 and P16. And then we have CRE in P6, we have them in P12 and 18. And GSP, they are new since last race and already set a pretty great result. Can be found in P3 and P11. Followed by TTG with 23 points, DRA with 12 points, and Evora Racing with 7 points. Let's go back to the in-game. The weaving of Jonah, his final chance to warm up his tires before he gets controlled by the AI, which seems he does. AOE once again have to predict the pit stop strategy. I don't expect any hearts to be fitted on unless someone has a lap 1 incident and wants to go long, but unless that will not happen, I don't think we'll see any hearts this race. As we are lining up, Jonah, Krishy, Payne, Marine, Tucson, Russell, Nosia, Carvalidis, Davey, Ketterson, Yuri, Hess, Jokers, Crick, Jake Ranenburg, Jarno, Kartracer, Chris, and Scotty. Final lines up for the grids. Let's have a look. Let's get rid of all these things as the marshal is waving the green flag. This is pretty not nice. Oh, well, this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights for the Belgium GP, and they're out, and we're away. And it seems like you got a really great start. A few guys did not, but the Red Bull is away amazingly and goes to P1, and Jona loses out, and also maybe to P2. And we are going side by side, but he has to let him go. Let's have a look. And side by side. Well, it seems like no hold of Tauri with the of Romeo. All good, all good, all good, all good. We go to the front once again. No moves being made unless the QRT was looking on the inside of the Williams, and he did so. While Marijn has left the session, so it seems like there were a few issues for him. No side by side here, I think. Well, here we have some side by side of Tari between the Alpine, and he goes down the inside, and we have the Red Bull of Krishy down there, and he's fallen way behind, so he has could have gotten an incident, I think. Oh, and a bit of overheating in his tires, of course, and not able to keep control of his car. And Payne is out of the session. And I think that happened around there. Let's have a look with the AlphaTauri driver. No safety car at the moment. Just on the left hand side, he maybe has crashed like oh, and Christian was spun once again. Who was that? Giovanacci. That one safety car inbound. Well, I think you are wrong. Oh, and we are having some side by side here. Has down the inside of Rick, and Rick around the outside of Jarno, pushes him out quite a bit. It makes him lose the position, but still leaves him space. While in front is still battling. The McLaren goes down the inside of Rick, and down the inside goes... No, he does not. Rick does not go down the inside. Do we have any battles in front? Seems like we don't, unless Russell is really close to Tucson. And already passes him. Curity Jonah already back up into P1, and it seems like, just like I remember, Krishy was leading, so maybe the pressure couldn't hold him, or the other way around, and Russell overtakes Tucson. Overtaking him down there. Scotty goes past Kartracer. Close Carvalidis down in P7. Well, Yuri has had a great start from P11, almost medium tires, up into P6. Now it's his mission to stay within the DRS of at least those soft runners, but maybe a bit more pace. to pit later and put on the softs and make a comeback race, or at least he will get undercut by a lot of drivers, but we'll see how it pans out. Russell trying to get wind in that 1 second of Jonah. But has to push maybe a little harder. Carter goes down the inside of Jury and seems like it worked out. And goes to P6. As we enter lap 3 of this race, DRS has been enabled. Choosing with a bit of oversteer. Davey will close in behind. Kart Racer and Scotty is still battling. Let's look what will happen here. Kart Racer really close to Scotty, using his ERS. Also have a look at Tucson. As he's closing on Russell. Obviously with everyone on DRS. It's close. Scotty kind of defending Kart Racer, but not necessary, since he didn't went for it. Then we have Jury losing out another position to Hess on those medium compound tires. And Carafulidis has a 3-second time penalty, same for J. Kranenburg. So we have a first 3-second time penalty, obviously not something you'd like to have being added on to your end time. And not good, obviously, for the standings for ERT. Same for Marijn, as ERT Choppers overtakes Scotty in a very audacious place. As Scotty also gets a 3-second time penalty for extended track limits. And it seems also like Marijn has got control of his car once again. Only thing he would need is a safety car to do some miracles for him. As Siri Chris overtakes Yuri around the outside, and it seems to work out, leaving just enough space, and goes to P8. We are having some close battles down here. Do some close to Russell, maybe going for the overtake. How close is it? 1.3. If he can overtake him, maybe Woods. Slingshot him into the DRS of Jonah. It seems like he does not have enough pace for the moment. He goes down the inside still. A bit of a slide, but it seems like the... Oh, and Noziak has spun. Has to wait for the other guys to come around and rejoins the track safely. Tucson with that battle losing some time to Russell. And now has to prove to himself and to the other guys he has the pace to lead this train to get back to the DRS of Jonah. Otherwise he's going to run away with it. It seems like Jonah is driving a controlled race so far. As we have Chris, and Chris has a spun. Same is for Chalkers, maybe they have had an incident. And Chalkers just goes good. Then Russell close to Tucson, who seems he does not have the pace to close up to Jonah. And Jonah on about 20% of ERS, while Russell is on a decent 60%. Followed by Davey, not able to make a move for now, but opening his ERS to hope he can slingshot himself past Tucson together with Russell. And he maybe can, he has already some overspeed and now the DRS is going to open. Russell is past Tucson, Tucson is still defending, but down the inside goes Davey. And he makes the move stick and goes to P3. And capitalized of that overtake from Tucson, or at least from Davey on Tucson. Makes a bit of a mistake, but cleans it up nicely. 2 seconds is the gap between Russell and Jonah. While we have a yellow flag for Chalkers, who have spun on the exit of turn 1. Yes, he disconnected. But he did start in P4, so did a decent job. Rijn in a battle with Chris, who already has pitted. And it seems like Russell does kind of have the pace to close into Jonah, maybe using a bit of the DRA systems. Yes, here he is, going to be 1.6, 1.5, I think, or not, no, it will stay at 1.6. Dave still following, followed by Tsusun and Kavulidis, but still with that penalty, but goes for audacious undercut, I think. And he's the only one to do so. Is he going to the heart, or is he going to try to do something different to the other guys and go to something else? Let's see. Mediums are put on for the 88 number car and has to wait for a bit. Oh well. Nope, that's just a bit of lag. Scrapes a bit of the wall, but no incidents any further. And Russell now in clear air in 1.5 seconds of Jonah, but using a lot of his ERS systems, now almost the same as Jonah, so has to put down the gap for the rest on his own pace. Let's see what he can do using all of the track available. 1.2 at the moment. Let's have a look. Will he make it before lap 7? 1.2 at the moment, not using as much of the curb as you maybe could. 1.2, maybe got a warning round there. 1.3. 0.3, is Jonah using some ERS? Yes, he is now. Same as Russell. Russell still though losing a bit of time. Now we'll gain back some time. Well, they did both. Having some banter in chat, all good. Hey, and Davey goes to pits. Going for an undercut, maybe trying to launch himself within the DRS of Jonah, which I think is possible, but I think both guys will respond. Will has make a move on Tucson. Let's have a look. Looks like he will, since it's easy pickings. Has opens his ERS and goes past Dolph Romeo. Then we have Rick and Jekanenburg. Are they doing some orders maybe? Seems like they are. Rick passes Jekanenburg. Jekanenburg defends from GPS Yuri. This is a bit of the apex, and Yuri maybe going for the move. No, he is not. Seems like yeah, he does not really have the pace and holding up those medium runners. Jarno gets a 3-second time penalty for track extending or corner cutting. As we have no yellow flags at the moment. Don't we saw one. Yuri almost pushing Jekanenburg through these corners. Seems like the mediums are faster at the moment. And then we have a yellow flag, and that's for Scotty, and he's in the wall. And getting caught by Davey on those medium tires. So going for the undercut. And what are the top dogs doing? Is Jonah going to pit? Yes, he is. And same is for Russell. Is Hess going to follow? Yes, he is. Tucson is following, and Rick is not. So he will take the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix, followed by GPS Jury. Let's see where this will pan out. Let's have a look on with Davey as he tried the undercut. Same for Kavulidis. Let's see where he will head out. Turning around the corner, and who's in front? It's Russell. but of course has some overspeed and exiting the turn. Maybe will be held up a little bit, and Kafoulis is in close, so he maybe can go for the move as well, while Carlos Racer passes Jury. Davy now not going for the move as maybe thought so. Now Kafoulis down the inside, we have 3 wides. But he backs out of it, and smart move to make, no incidents. Ben has up close, ooh, around the outside, audacious move. But it is working out. Ooh, on the outside, it is beautifully done by the McLaren driver. Has and overtakes Kafoulis for P8 at the moment on track. It seems like Rick got some pace. Still going strong. Yes, I can. If you would like me to. Position change. We have Kart Racer with the biggest gain from P17, of course, up into P2. Maybe heading to the DRA driver, going for P1, who has gained 13 places. 8 places for Jury and 12 for Jarno. Jonah now losing 4 places, but he's in the lead of the guys who have pitted. Davey gained 3 places while already having pit, so a good job from him. Russell down 1, has up 4, Kavoulides down 1, Toussaint down 5, Jekalenburg up 4, Chris up 6, and down 11 are Krishy, Noziak with 7 down, 5 down for Caddison, and Chalkers 3 down. Well, we have a yellow flag for Scotty, who spun, who is up 1, but dead last. Marine down 13, but trying to make up for his disconnects. And it's close here, and Russell and Davey are also close. Which is not doing any good to, if they want to chase Jonah. Then the tires, we have a few penalties for Scotty, Jekalenburg, Kavoulides and Jarno. Tires were all mediums, some are old, of the top 4 guys, and the most are new. And we have 1 hard runner of Chalkers. Stops, everyone had stopped, apart from the top 4 guys, and that's all I can show you. Purple for Jonah. Russell also goes purple. Having a bit more ERS. Maybe Davey and Russell need to start working together if they want to catch Jonah, who's doing it all on his own, but he's showing some massive pace he got, which is good for QRT. And adding on, he goes, not purple, I expected purple, but Russell goes purple, with a 44.888. And then we have Kart Racer close up front on Rick, RDD from DRA. But he's probably going for the move while Scotty gets another 2-second time penalty. The Alpine goes down the inside. Is he going to defend it? No, he is not. Kart Racer goes to P1 and is the leading medium runner at the moment. Now followed by Rick and Yuri. And Jarno. Russell still close here. We have a yellow flag for Scotty once again. Well, Krishy is going maybe for the overtake on Krishy. Is he going to defend it down the inside? Yes, he is. Space has been left and he goes past him. Krishy up into P12. And is still followed by Noziak, who's looking to make a move on the McLaren as well. Well, we have another yellow flag for Scotty. Seems like. And Payne has left the session, since he had DNF'd. Well, Davey is at the moment and he spun. The Champions League leaders from TF, his only driver, has spun and puts him down in P11 for the moment, and will get past on those overheated tires. While Scotty has retired in the pits, luckily. Now Krishy up close. And Rick close to Kart Racer, but not making any moves. There, Chrissy close to Davey. Let's see what will happen there. He's going to make a move. No, he is not. Behind, they are not doing anything else. Let's have a look. Let's go up front first. While Yuri is maybe going to make it 3 wide. And he goes past the Alpine. Is he also going past the Ferrari of Rick? And no, he is not. Slots in P2. Kart Racer getting overtaken by 2 drivers. And puts him on the third of 3. Or at least 4. But the nice position is P2 in the Belgium Grand Prix. If you're heading on to the last lap. At least if you are within the DRS. And then P2 is a nice position you can be in. And now Yuri, because it's really hard to get out of that P3 position if there's a guy with a DRS in front, but he makes the most of it and puts himself in a nice position. And now followed by Rick. Or not following Rick. And we also have a little train behind Richie. 4 drivers, 2 Red Bulls, 1 Mercedes and 1 McLaren. And we have one behind, well, let's say, no, not really a train, I would say. Only 2 trains. Yuri will win the race, he's very fast. Yuri is very fast. I can confirm. But I think the most of these drivers are really fast, and Jonah is mega fast. He's also already within, let's say, yeah, 4.5 seconds within Kart Racer. While these guys still have to pit. So safety car is what they would need. And Kart Racer now closer to Yuri. And is Yuri going to make a move on Rick? And I think he is not. Yellow flag, and I think a Noziak has spun. Unfortunately for him. Jarno behind Jake Hadenberg, and we have Tucson behind Hez. Russell and Jonah not really differentiating between the gap between the 2 of them. Davey passes Chrissy though, with an easy pass. Yep, like Marinette says, he's yet to pit. And Chris gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that will be check sending as well. So close to Yekanabek, maybe a move will form here. Not the smartest moment to make a move though, since DRS is 2 straights further up ahead. And he doesn't even go for it. Yuri, Rick with a big oversteer moment. Now Kart Racer with the carts in hand, same as for Yuri, who's probably going to make a move. But is Kart Racer going to follow? I think he is not trying to at least, but Yuri is. And he goes down the inside of the Ferrari driver, who is not fighting it and goes to P2. And we have Tucson down the inside of Hez, and he makes a pass stick. And goes to P6 at the moment, and Jarno got past Jake Hanberg. We have Chrissy far behind him, Ketterson behind Chris. Overtake has been enabled, and Chris tries to defend, but can't go on the different side and has to slot in behind. Kart Racer really close to Rick though. Chris gets a big moment for Kart Racer. And now 2.2 seconds behind them. And Kart Racer could help his teammate Russell by holding Jonah to get Russell within that DRS once again. So let's have a look at how that will pan out. It has still close to twosome. And Rick is pitting and gets overtaken by Jury, or... Oh no, he did not. Well, Kart Racer is pitting, so not helping. Oh, Noziak has retired. And that brings out the safety car. So maybe pitting a led... No, it works. Don't think they would gain that many positions if they don't. Well, one of the... Oh, they do get hauled by... And that is... Oh, no. I thought Jury just gained a real big lot, but not really made a difference. While those guys have to wait for the safety car. Doesn't happen every day while you get in the pits and the safety car gets out right in front of your nose, but seems to work out for those guys. And now the soft runners can catch up to those medium runners, and maybe the soft runners wanting to pit, and that will put them in P1 once again. So, like Dion said, Jury is still able to win the race. No penalties, followed by Rick, who's in a prime position as well. Followed by Kart Racer. So, this is interesting. Safety car has been brought out by the incident of Nojak, which happened after Pifpaf, I think. It shakes up the race. Jeffrey says Rick will win. Well, let's see. P2 is good as well, so let's try that first. And while DRA is low on points, so hope for them it can be possible. Slowly in and down. And well, let's head on to Jonah now pushing. We want to have a bit of a gap entering the pits. Going as fast as possible as you can. And yes, he does enter the pits for the soft compound tire. Not wanting to defend. What is Russell doing? He doesn't pit. Twosome pits, has pits. Karafulidis pits. And Yuri just pitted and he goes to P1. So that's good for him. Rick also going through. And Jarno also was within that train, and maybe, let's see where Jonah goes out. Jonah goes out in P. Oh, goes between Yuri and Rick, who's in P3 now, so that's not what they wanted. For NLR, this is pretty good. In P4 and P5, Twosome to P6, and Jarno is heading on to P9. Well, everybody, well, a few soft runners did not pit. Well, if you had new softs, you could pit though. Just a lap newer. 16 runners left in this Belgium GP. Just before the break, as we'll announce a stage 3 already, almost halfway there in a week's time. Seems like the grid is already bunched up a fair bit, so we'll go racing probably after this lap, or at least this lap the safety car will come in. So let's see how this shakes up the driver standings, or at least the constructor standings. GSP Yuri leading, and obviously this is really good for Marijn as well. Just came a bit late to really needs to make the positions himself now. We saw some fair racing till now, but now, as we are going towards the end of this race, we may see a bit more heroics into a few corners. Maybe see a bit more incidents. Let's have a look while Marijn goes on to the grass. As like said, safety car is in this lap, so we'll be bunching up the grids. Really slow. In first gear, I think we're going like, let's say 70 kilometers an hour. And here he goes, and has a great restart. Already 7 tenths, Rick not really awake as well. 6 tenths, then, well, who was awake is Russell towards Kart Racer, but it's teammate, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and here the gaps are close as well, but can't make a move before the line, of course. As we are underway once again. Jonah behind Jury. So let's have a look. DRA good for now. Yes, for now in P3, but does he have the pace to take what it takes to take P3? So, what a sentence. Close is Jonah, and oh, he goes for the move very early on the camel straight. And GSP slots in behind. Is he going to go past once again? No, he is not. Jonah is defending though. Anyway, Jake Kallenberg overtakes Jarno, but he defends and claims his possession back, goes in P9. Next up, we have no moves. In front, we have no roads. So, let's see. We have a few penalties from our line, probably for now will be shifted up into P11. Few 3 seconds from the drivers. Well, Jonah is showing already some massive pace, already got the gap up to 9 tenths. Yuri has to keep on fighting though and take that position, otherwise the Rick is maybe going to pass him. Jonah, oh, we have a yellow flag, and that's for CRE Chris. Yes, and gap already 1.1 seconds. Let's hope he doesn't run out of ERS, otherwise that will lose a massive amount of time. Or Chris spins once again. It seems like it's all settled, and he has a pretty big lead. 1.3 seconds already. Well, the Kallenberg and Davy are fighting. He gets overtaken. Is he going to make a move back? No, it seems like he's not going to. Sets up a move for here, but a bit of oversteer. System close to Russell though. Is he trying to force a move on Russell? Overtake has been enabled. Chris has retired from the session in the pits. So all good there. Only thing Rick needs to do is save his ERS for now and make the pass on the final lap. A bit of a track extend from Russell. Losing a bit of time. Also 2 tenths down the closest lap. Apart from Catterson, he is really close. Is he going for the move? No, he is not. Clipping the apex. Christian misses it. Track extends. Also misses the apex a bit more than Catterson. He's not going for the overtake, I think, or at least he enables his ERS. Christian does the same, and he closes ERS. The ERS also closed behind the Kart Racer. ERS has been enabled. So let's have a look what will happen. Susan close behind those guys. Really close though. What's going to happen? The Kart Racer does enable his ERS. Rick did not, I think. But obviously going to be forced into a move on Yuri. Otherwise Kart Racer is, and he probably is going to pass Rick. Is he going to try and pass Yuri too? No, he is not. And Rick passes Yuri for P2. While Jana is walking away with this race. As we have a move for P14, Marine passes Chalkers. Now we're into P14. Good for him. Rick now in P2, that would be great for the constructive standings for DRA. Sitting in pre-loss, I think, with 12 points in their own championship. Need those points, 80 points, we put them into 30 points. Would not gain in any places out of my head, maybe one from GSP, but they are in P3, so no. So no. Just miss close to Russell, maybe going for the move. He is really close. Russell going for the move with Kart Racer. Ooh, and now Tucson goes around the outside. And takes the inside for this corner. A bit of a tap with Kart Racer. Who now enables his overtake. Same for Tucson. But yeah, he puts it in. And on the inside he goes. Tucson now on the exit. We have 2 wide down. Is he going to make it? Make it. Bit of a tap. All clear. But really close. Russell obviously going to give slip to Kart Racer. Something behind, but can't really make a move. While Yuri passes right, but not important. Tucson tries to make it stick, but does not work out for him. Closes Jake Hanenberg, but does not also make a move stick. Now 5 penalties up front. Rudy is still able to make. Oh, Kart Racer! Kart Racer has spun. So Tucson still in P5 now. And puts Marine up into P30 with 5 penalty runners in front who put in P8. So that would be great for him. Unless I did not count the amount of penalties, of course, they are having. Tucson now has to push like hell to come close to Russell and Rick, who do have a bit more ERS to play with. As we have Jekallenberg also with a spin, or at least a moment. Tucson now losing a bit of time now, which would be great for Hess, since they would, or he would get DRS while Tucson does not. Well, he does gain a massive amount of time back. So no DRS here, but now while Russell is looking down the inside of Rick, but can't make the move, now has DRS, excuse me. Seems like by working together, or Yuri now has some pace versus Jona, or he is just charging up for a fast lap. Thank you, Philip, for following. As we have Russell really close to Rick, and he goes around the outside. And he can make it stick, so Rick still claiming that 3rd position while Marine is overtaking Ketterson. And he made that move stick. Oh, Jekallenberg pitting probably for the fastest lap. Davey got overtaken by Krishy. As we have GSP Jury now gaining a lot of time versus Jonna. Not making any claims, but hope he did not get some damage from that wall. Let's just hope he made a mistake. We'll lose some time. Rick now almost out of that second from GSP Yuri. But now within. How much ERS has he got? He's got like amount of 80%. So still able to push while Jonna is also pushing. Rick using his last amount of ERS he has to stay within that DRS from GSP Yuri. And seems like he is just about, or well, I don't know for sure. We'll have to see. It was right on the edge for him. A bit of an oversteer moment. And DRS does not get opened. Well, he is within now, so now maybe 8 tenths is the gap. 9 tenths. It seems like he once again is really close. 999 seconds as we saw, but it seems like I think he got it, but Russell's really close. Enables his last amount of ERS, and he did not get DRS. So just out of Yuri's second, and Russell passes. So let's have a look. Has gotten a penalty while Jekanenberg retires in the pits. Let's have a look at the seconds now. Seems like penalties 3 seconds, and Marijn is within 1.37, 2.3. I think Marijn's still able to pick up P8, which is good for QRT. Let's see what will happen. We're within 1.9 seconds of Jonah, who still has a lot more ERS to play with. But Russell still close behind, within 6/10. But I think Yuri has enough ERS to get it covered. But we'll see. Yuri on fire, yes he is. P4 also great result for DRA. Nothing to feel bad about. I'm still way behind, so maybe for Beanery can still pick up a P4. MP, well, I think that would be 11. But Russell close to Yuri, and I think Rick does not has any DRS, so he'll probably get P5. But let's have a look. First up is Russell. Yuri with a lot of DRS, but we'll see at least a try, and he goes around the outside, and both red lights blinking. Goes around the outside, a bit of a tap, and Russell gets a 3-second time penalty. But now, and gets another one, and Yuri has crashed. So there, Rick goes to P3. So that move was not that good, not that clean as we hoped, as we'd like to see. Yuri all the way down in P13. That's so undeserved. Drove a really good race up until then, where it just did not have a look at that with Stewart's. Down to P14 now. Rick probably will get P2, unless Russell will get that 6 seconds. We've gotten away, and Rick now only has to defend from Tucson. Let's have a look. The red light is blinking, but I think our move will not be able. Has only up close, but still a bit of a tap, but not close enough to make a move. Another tap. Jana wins convincingly, very convincingly. And next up is Rick, Tucson, Russell, Garafulidis up until Davy goes to P4. Marijn goes to P10. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he got another 3-second time penalty. Otherwise he would end up in P5, I think. So not good for him. Yuri on fire, yes he was, but no, just like Jan McLaren says. Sad to see. Rick all the way up from P15, if I remember correctly. Or do I say correct? Or he came from P11. Could also be possible. Not sure. And Jonah takes the win here. Very convincingly, not seen as much throughout the whole race, since he just drove out of the DRS at the first few laps, then had to pit, but good for him. Other guys did as well, so he came back in P2 and only had to make the move, and then drove away very convincingly. That's a lot of convincingly, I just said. Yes, like said, Jonah wins this race even with the fast lap by a fair amount. 42.9. That would almost put him in P15 in the qualifying, which is good in itself. Rick gets a P2 for DRA, which is awesome for them. Binary with P3, Davy in P4. Just drove a really good race. Apart from that spin, Russell in P5, Carfulis in P6, Rishi in P7, Hess follows up in the McLaren in P8, Kedison in P9, Marijn in P10, and Jarno in P11, Chalkers in P12, P13 is Cartridge, Yuri P14, and Jekanenberg first DNF in P15, Chris is 16, Noziak in P17, and Scotty in P18, and GSP Payne in P19. So GSP not as good as possible, since both guys were showing some massive speeds, or massive speed, but sadly it didn't come out. Next week we don't have anything. We have the announcement for stage 3. As we close off this stage, our classics. Let's have another look at it, where we have driven. We have driven at Imola, we have driven at Great Britain, and we have driven at Belgium, just around now. And that's stage 2 closed up and done. Next up will stage 3 be announced. And we'll see what our drivers can make up from that race. I want to thank you all for watching and enjoying, or at least I hope enjoying the stream. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.